I now call on Town Council, Mr. Bard, to make some comments to the meeting. Sure.
Mr. Moderator, Joel Bard, Town Council. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to speak briefly about the transition period that we are in. Stating the obvious, the new charter is now in effect. During this transition, town officials will be governed principally by Section 10.7 of the charter. The section is called Time of Taking Effect. There are two principles at work. One is that the town, or the city, if you will, must continue to function. Its day-to-day operations must be carried out. In other words, regardless of how one views larger policy questions, there need to be decisions made every day to keep the town running. However, Section 10.7b places clear and substantial constraints on town government, specifically on the legislative branch, which is town meeting, and on the executive branch, the select board and the town manager. I assume that most, if not all of you, have read our 9-page, or was it 8-page, April 17, 2018 memo regarding transition. I will not read all 9 pages now or belabor the points there, but I do want to discuss Section 10.7b. I imagine most, if not all of you, have read it, but I'm going to read it now, or at least a section of it, because I believe it's important to read again. And in this Section B, starting in the second line, it says, "The Select Board, Town Manager, and Town Meeting shall limit their respective actions during this transition period to those matters essential and necessary to the current operations of the town, such as the annual budget, taking no actions contrary to or that frustrate the purpose of this charter. Special town meetings shall be held only to address matters not admitting of delay, of which the Select Board shall be the sole judge." So to some extent, that section, our 9-page memo, essentially is trying to explain that language and to reconcile it with general town meeting practices and the other language in the charter. Section 10.13 also provides some important guidance, saying that during this transition period, the Select Board and Town Council, and there it's not referring to me, but referring to the future elected body, that the Select Board and Town Council are authorized to adopt measures that clarify, confirm, or extend any of the transition provisions, meaning that until there is a Town Council, the Select Board will have that authority. And the purpose of that being to assure, and this is in the language of the charter, to assure that the transition will be accomplished in, quote, the most expeditious and least contentious manner possible. In other words, during this period, which will last either until December 3rd, 2018, or February 4th, 2019, per the provisions of the charter, the Select Board will be charged with making these important determinations. So at this annual town meeting, members should be guided by these principles to the greatest extent possible. That's what the charter states. It's therefore our opinion that the town meeting stays close to this guidance pursuant to the terms that were voted by the town earlier this year. Thank you.